The Spin-off Podcast Network.
This is Kiwi is back for a brand new season with more inspiring kōrero from special guests including rugby player, father and role model TJ Perenara.
My family bring me joy. Rugby brings me joy too, but it's not the same joy as my family brings me.
And global dancer and choreographer Kirsten Dodgen.
For some reason, people think I'm very intimidating.
Listen to the new season of This is Kiwi, brought to you by the Spin-off Podcast Network in collaboration with KiwiBank. Available now wherever you get your podcasts.
Talofa lava. I'm Madeline Chapman, editor at The Spin-off. If you have the means, consider supporting our high-quality journalism by becoming a Spin-off member. Sign up now at thespinoff.co.nz/donate.
Sorry. Okay. Oh my God.
Show us your feet.
Oh yeah, you want to see my feet?
Yes. Kia ora e te whānau. We are back for 2023. Welcome to The Real Pod. My name's Jane Yee, joined by Duncan Grieve in studio. Hi, Dunk.
Kia ora.
And also, via the magic of the internet, Alex Casey. Alex Christchurch Casey, how are you?
I'm so good. I'm just so glad that you can hear and see me. I really wasn't sure that either of those things were going to come off this morning, so it's an honour. It's so good to see you both. It's so good to see the sheep shagger mug in the middle of the pod studio. Everything
Somehow
is as it should.
Uncancelable.
Imagine if we couldn't see or hear you, and this whole thing turned out to be a disaster, and that would just be like we real podded the real pod, and that would just be the death of it. But no, like a phoenix from the ashes, we rise.
I mean, this just felt professional to me. I just walked in and it was happening.
I know. It's been completely painless, hasn't it, Alex?
Completely painless.
Setting this up.
Huge shout out to Samuel and Tia here at the Spin-off for sitting with me very patiently yesterday. We were about an hour into the setup session when I realised I was talking into the wrong end of the microphone. And that's why no one could hear anything and it sounded like crap, but we got there. So good.
Samuel, you can concur with that.
Yeah, no, that was definitely what happened.
Samuel's in the studio with us today, and we're going to talk about our summer a little bit. We're going to talk about all the reality telly that's coming up in 2023. It's going to be a nice time.
It's going to be a great time. Jay, can I just say, we haven't really caught up since Your Celebrity has launched. Like people, eagle-eyed listeners might have figured out that we pre-recorded that reaction to the cast announcement. But this is our first time together since Your Star has been launched again in public.
How's it hanging?
It's hanging it's interesting because I've been hanging at home a lot, which is just what I do. And so people have been sending me pictures of like my face on a billboard or on the side of a bus shelter and so on. I'm like, this is wild. I'm here in my track pants. If only they could see me now, like just.
They could guess.
Yeah, it's everyone's like, "Oh, you're a big stunner." I'm like, definitely not. Definitely just still here in my pajama pants at 4:00 in the afternoon, watching reality TV and eating snacks all summer.
But you have jumped the first. What is that? You made the first milestone, which is Suzanne Paul has followed you on Instagram, right?
Suzanne Paul has followed me on Instagram.
That's massive.
Yeah. I've got 100 and something new followers on Instagram, so that's exciting.
You got a HelloFresh code yet?
No Whoopie, no HelloFresh. I'm sure the offers will be flooding in. I'm checking my inbox regularly, and it's like a desert in there. Very arid.
So you were following me home, Jane. I got home yesterday from a long day at work, laid down in bed, got on YouTube, and the first thing that comes up is an ad for Celebrity Treasure Island.
Oh, my God.
And my boss being like, hey, and I'm like, so it was a jump scare.
I know. Someone said it looks like I'm like cross with the kids. And it's very much that bringing that energy of the I'm counting to 3, 1, 2, 3, and they're still doing the thing that they shouldn't be doing, and so I'm like raging towards them.
So two things. One is, Samuel, there's a lot of pressure on you now. Tia here was the first of the podcast network to adorn buses and billboards. Jane's followed suit pretty swiftly. What's coming this year?
I'm going to be on more than billboards. You are going to be sick of me.
Bat signals. Samuel signals into the sky.
Yeah, like Elon Musk Starlink, they're going to rearrange to make my face in the sky.
I'm actually thrilled about that. But and then the second thing is, I feel like we acknowledged that you were on the show.
Yeah.
Albeit pantomiming that it was a surprise. But what we didn't do was, because I don't think we knew then that you had been selected as the face of the fans.
Yes.
Which that could have been any of you.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's thrown people because, people in the corner are like, oh, Jane must go far because she's in the front of the promo. But here's a little behind-the-scenes info for you. Promo's shot ahead of the game. So no idea what's going to happen in the game when they select the talent for the promo.
So it could have been like Casey Frank or, not that he's on the show.
Well, he's not on the show, so that would be an extremely bizarre production decision. But certainly when we cast our minds back to Guy Montgomery, who was pretty well featured in both the promo and the teaser in Yet Went Home Night 1. So I'm not saying anything either way, but just don't make any assumptions based on the promo.
Can we talk about the promo? Can we go through it a little bit? Because what a performance from our Jane. I have been walking around every single day going, the paint is on.
That's my favourite moment of the whole thing because had to time that just so,
How many takes? How many takes to do that paint on that face with those words?
I think maybe 3 or 4. It wasn't
Bloody
too many.
hell. What a pro.
But the thing that is getting to, all I can hear in my head is fan. And I when I had a shower this morning and put on the shower fan, I just see the word fan. And then I'm thinking, I got to make a TikTok where I just get shots of all the different fans around my house and stick it to the voiceover going fan.
You do.
I also love, look, we love art, right?
We love
art. And it's so good to see him again. No shirt, all of that. But when he's like, "Is a rumble in the jungle," I just love his delivery of that line.
And bulla. Or should I say bulla?
Awesome. Because you shot that separately, right? You were both.
Yeah, this is another
secret?
thing. I'm probably shedding secrets like the weird skin that's coming off my fingers, which I'll get to later. But because again, it was shot in advance of going into the game, and we didn't know who was on each team, so they had to shoot it separately. So we didn't see them at all during the process of that.
It's incredible movie magic. So you didn't see that enormous spider crawling on Lance Savali's shoulder?
I did not see that. No, didn't see any of that. Didn't even see Lance Savali, let alone his shoulder or a spider.
What about when you came together for the fireworks?
Standing across production people.
That is Peter Jackson magic. I love the dummy remote, the fireworks remote I'm obsessed with.
Yeah.
What was it?
I should have stolen it.
You should have taken it.
The thing is, you don't really see it up close, but it was like a proper little detonator with a switch and a light and everything.
Is that the same person who makes all of the...
It's the same guy that Peter Jackson and James Cameron use.
Yeah. Who also makes the Celebrity Treasure Island,
The big...
thing.
Honestly.
We need a name for those.
The apparatus.
Apparatus.
It's honestly spectacular, the level of work that goes into those things. It's just amazing. I can't wait to talk to you guys about it.
How many days are we counting down until it begins?
Okay, so today's the 18th of January. It comes out on the 30th. It's 12 days?
It comes out on Laneway Day, so you have to decide at 7 p.m, are you watching Phoebe Bridgers or are you watching Jane Yee,
Surely they will put that on the big screen.
Surely.
And that will just be our stage.
Does Phoebe Bridgers know? Because I find it just unthinkable that she would agree to a set at that time when surely she will be wanting to watch it live.
She'll probably get a screener. She'll get a screener.
She'll realise when she kind of comes out on stage it's just an empty field.
That's true.
Or is everyone on their phones? True. Something's going to happen.
She's like, why is the crowd chanting, Jane Yee, Jane Yee?
Facing away from me.
She's like, I don't have that song in my repertoire.
Yet.
Oh my God. It's ridiculous. It's honestly, it doesn't feel like real life. It's a lot of fun. I'm excited for the show to come out. And I was saying to Alex before, the thing that is such a mind screw about it all is that I actually don't know so much of what has been filmed, let alone how it's going to come together. I only know the bits and the conversations I was there for. And even then, I hardly remember anything. There's like a little teaser that's out that's like introducing me where I look like, honestly, such a pro with a catapult that it's embarrassingly for everyone else, like how good I am at firing a catapult. Seemingly impossibly 10 centimetres in front of me. But in that teaser, there's a bit where I'm like, everyone should watch their backs. Zero recollection of delivering that line, the context of it. I don't remember saying that at all, but apparently I did.
Are you suggesting deep fake?
I mean, maybe. We did have James Cameron working on it, obviously. But no, I think the thing that's going to blow my mind is just kind of remembering things that I've totally forgotten, but B, seeing what everyone else was chatting about that I had no concept of, or what was going on at the other camp while we were doing our thing at our camp. And yeah, so it's going to be as much of a surprise to me as it is to everyone else.
When I interviewed Rebecca from The Bachelor Season 1, she put it as it felt like when you go on holiday back in the old days with like a 24-shot film camera, like disposable camera, and then you come back from your holiday, you put it into the chemist, ages later you get the photos, then you look back and you're like, oh, that's what it was.
Yeah.
Do you feel like
exactly
that's
right.
accurate?
Yeah. But I'm older and with a worse memory than she is. So I feel like it's gonna be more like finding photos from my childhood.
Oh, it's so exciting. I'm yet to see any Jane Yee around the wider Christchurch area, I will say that. Jane texted a photo of a digital billboard and I said, haven't seen any here, and you said, do you have digital there? Which was a joke. And I was like, I don't actually know if we do. I haven't seen any digital billboards, sadly, in the Christchurch CBD.
The most wild thing about that recounting is just having you say, I don't know if we do. Like you're just like you're a Cantabrian now.
I'm Cantabrian.
I don't know if we do.
I don't know if we do. I got my library card. I got my Metro card.
You're in the Scrabble Club.
You got your library card
Ask me
already.
Anything. Yeah, I'm cranking it. I love it. Library. Hey, we should. So good.
We should play the real. We should play. I know it's a little bit. We're a bit out of practice. We should play the real news sting.
Let's do it.
Enough about me. Truly, let's talk about Christchurch because this is a huge move for you, Alex.
It is a huge move, and yet I don't know. I feel it's crazy. I have a garden. I can't say. I feel like I've aged. 45 years.
That's definitely a Christchurch thing, right?
Which you're already probably 15, 20 older than your birth year.
Exactly.
Despite still looking.
I mean, you are in the Garden City, so it's appropriate to have a garden,
it's a garden
right?
city,
So
but
they only let
suddenly it's
you
just
in.
like we're always at Bunnings. I'm like looking forward to doing the gardening and then like making a cup of tea and watching Get Back. I'm real into that Beatles documentary in the moment.
And you have a neighbour that's very fond of Coast, right at the time when we record the real pod, right?
Exactly. Thankfully, he's quietened down today. But no, I'm really loving it so far. I've hit the ground running. I've joined our altitude pole here in Christchurch. Shout out anyone who's in the altitude fam. It's a bit culty. Like
What is that? Oh, pole. Pole, as in pole dancing.
And I'll tell you this, and this is not, I do not tell lies. My first pole lesson in Christchurch, someone came up to me halfway through and said, do you have a ballet background?
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
So I think I'm the mayor of Christchurch now.
You certainly are.
Is
great. It's great for the pod.
Altitude pole because they're just like super tall poles. Like, is it a different?
What's the difference between pole in Auckland versus Christchurch?
Yeah.
Well, they do have altitude in Auckland as well. It's kind of different because I was going to a dance studio that happened to do pole, whereas this is exclusively pole. Like it's
dedicated.
It's a whole thing, and it's all like, hello, you sparkling unicorns type chat, and I love it. I absolutely love it. So I'm doing pole, hitting pole twice a week, got the Scrabble Club going, making a lot of friends in their kind of 90s.
Just quickly, sorry to veer off topic. Duncan, is it too early to book the entertainment for our Christmas party this year? Because I feel like I know someone.
Never too early.
The ballet background cost you extra. I did have crazy run-in, though, on my very first day in Christchurch, full day after we moved. We were going to buy a car. So we hit up Morehouse Ave, Cantabrians know. Cantabrians know that's where you go if you're going to buy a car. And we went to this found this dealer. We really wanted an aqua. We wanted a hybrid. We wanted a yellow hybrid aqua. And so we went to this dealer, found this yellow one that we liked, took it for a test drive, like did all the things, kind of talked all the bullshit with the guy, didn't really know what we were saying, but asked him questions. And we were like, yeah, okay, I think we're probably just going to take this. Like, let's just do it. It's fine. And he was like, okay, cool. And because we needed finance, obviously, not made of money, he was like, I'll introduce you to Tyson, our finance guy. And we went in, sat down in the meeting, and I immediately recognised Tyson. And I went to Joe, I was like, I've got a bad feeling. Make up something. And then Joe was like, I just need to check the Bluetooth. And went back into the car while I did a search. And we were in the belly of the beast of Wholesale Motors, which is like notoriously has the most horrible, bigoted, racist TikTok account. So I pulled up the stuff article and I went over to the manager and I was like, can I just check, is this the man that we're just in the meeting with? And he's like, yeah, that's him. And I was like, okay. Thank you very much for your time. And we turned around and we went to another place on Morehouse Ave and we bought the same car at a different place. But for day one in Christchurch, that was like, oh shit. Okay.
Different city.
Did you get the car cheaper at the other place? Sorry, I'm just fiscally interested.
I don't know if we did, but the cost on our soul, was just immense. And we actually got a better colour.
You sent a message.
We got a habanero spicy orange, which I think is even better.
Look, we are however many minutes we are into this pod, and you've already doxed yourself so much. Where you go to Pole, the fact that you go to school, we can find you in the library. We know your house has a garden, and now you're driving around in an orange car.
Honestly, come find me.
It's keen for a friend,
Hang
even
out.
if they're quite a scary one.
So that's kind of been your summer, I guess, so far. I mean, summer's still technically here, but that's settling into Christchurch.
Settling into New Zealand. I'm loving it. I still want to have a meet up with the Christchurch Cornies and get all that sorted. I'm just, still finding my feet in glitter Crocs.
I was going to say, that's the last thing we really need to cover off here.
Was that not on the pod? No.
I mean, there might have been something in the cold open about the glittery Crocs. I don't know, but I just think we need to give some context here.
Well, this is part of my growing gardening, passion. As I was like, I need Crocs. I get it now. I need Crocs. I need something to slip on, slip off. And so I bought the most impractical Crocs you can get, which are covered in like this very jagged, iridescent glitter. Already has picked up like an insane amount of cat hair. You probably can't see that, but I'm going to be.
I don't think those are the most impractical because Vivian just got platform Crocs and they're way too wide for her narrow little feet, and she's basically just constantly at risk of a catastrophic ankle break. It's very scary watching her walk in them, and she absolutely refuses to wear anything else. So.
Are they super comfy?
Could be worse.
They're super comfy. And they've just made I've been dancing around like Michael Scott in his jeans all day. I love them so much.
They arrived while I was on the phone to you this morning, and I immediately went back to my computer and searched Croc Charms corn in the hope of sending you a wee gifty. But the shipping from Etsy was something like $47. So
that's all right.
Perhaps a crafty corn can conjure one up.
I understand. That would be fabulous.
Do you have Crocs, Dunk?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So I don't. Do you, Samuel?
No.
Okay. Just checking that I'm not the only one.
Crocs they're basically at
peak. A lot of pressure.
Is this the peak saturation?
Yeah, I actually got it when we went to buy Vivi's platform Crocs. The Croc shop in Newmarket. Like I took a bunch of photos of it because it was what the heart of a mania looks like. There was almost nothing on the shelves, and the central part of the shop was just boxes to the ceiling, and it was just like you just unpack them and people buy them. It was pure frenzy.
It's amazing. Crazy. It's always good to get on a trend when it's just like right.
Really washed,
yeah. Just put the nail in the coffin there.
Yeah. Oh, the real pot are wearing Crocs now, so let's move on. How about you, Dunk? Have you got a chain on today? I do,
it. Just a little svelte one.
There it is. Right.
Yeah, no, I've decided to keep the big chain for like sort of special occasions, holidays, and weekends and events and so on, so that it retains it sort of feels special. Yeah.
Otherwise, you just have to go bigger and bigger all the time.
Well, I don't think that's how it works. But no, I wore it all summer, but there were times when I was like, that's a lot. When you're like, for example. My only real news is that I went camping for the first time properly, 4 days at Midlands Beach on Aotea, and it was excellent, but it did feel quite full on to be wearing this really intense, large piece of gold jewellery.
So what do you do with it? Because when you're camping, you don't have a safe.
Well, no, I kept it on at all times,
Yeah.
swam in it, all the rest.
I tell you what Esther from Good Morning suggests if you've got valuables on the beach. You remember? Just
wrap them up in a nappy?
wrap them up in a nappy. No one will touch it.
That's really good.
But there's a lot of eco-conscious people now who would like see a nappy and go, you know, I'm going to put that in the bin.
Yeah, that's true, actually. And then you're digging through the bin, opening nappies, hoping for the best. That's not great. Especially at the campsite, I feel like you'd let the nappies go a bit longer than was strictly necessary because you're rationing everything.
So how was camping?
I unexpectedly loved it. We had like 6 families.
Wow.
Had our own little shady spot.
That's like a little commune right there.
Yeah, well, it was communist, communesque, and lots of children that sort of just took care of each other. It was a little bit Lord of the Fliesy, but that's fine. Same with the adults. I slept really well, which is basically the only time of the whole holidays that I did that.
Because you get so like hot and tired from being out in the sun and the elements. Did it rain? Were you part of that madness?
We were just before that. In fact, there was, I think, got up to like 45 knots on our last night there when we'd actually decamped to a normal structure, and multiple tents blew down, and then we flew out, and from then on it was just chaos. So we were very fortunate timing wise. But no, camping, which I just don't feel like that's my vibe or aesthetic, but it just seemed to work for me, and I would do it again, which not something I thought I'd say.
What kind of gear have you got, Dunk? Have you got like sway air mattress and stuff like that?
Yeah, got sort of all the gear. Like Nikki's more into it than me, and had been a couple of times without me. And we were also fortunate that we were with a bunch of people who'd done a lot more and more vigorous camping, so that we could kind of piggyback off their kitchen setup and so on.
What sort of, were you a powered site, that kind of thing?
No. It was proper raw. I mean,
where did you toilet?
In a long drop.
Oh my gosh.
And also, my first meal at camping, I bought a Subway from the airport, which was a real cool look. When everyone else was like cooking, I don't know why you would cook if you didn't have to. Like, I guess it's going to have to at some point.
Have you learnt nothing from Mike Puru? Like,
yeah. Well,
I'm assuming your tent wasn't set up in the airport car park. Like, you had to travel that thing.
But was this veg? Is this veg delight, or is this?
Oh, I thought
veg can be full of veg. Don't just think it's meat that's the problem.
Veg is
Salads
fine.
are a shocker. Salads are a shocker.
It was like
people
hours old, you know. Just because it had been relocated from the mainland, I don't think not that mainland, Alex. I know there's some controversy about what exactly the mainland is, but yeah. So, look, I think that was probably the highlight of my camping, was having a Subway.
And what was in the sub?
It was a veggie delight, not even the
delight.
Patty, but it was. We really was like full noise.
It was just a salad sandwich.
Yeah, but
I love
really
the veggie delight because you get free avocado as well, of course, which you can barely put. You cannot put a price on that.
But no, it was a lovely time.
You can't put a price on something that's free, by definition. We had knits, so that was cool. That was my summer, pretty much. That was the glamorous life of a TV celebrity. Not just knits, but knits on like Christmas morning. You know,
like you discovered the knits.
Like knit treatment being done. Was it Christmas? I can't even remember. It was either Christmas Eve or Christmas morning. No, it was Christmas morning. I did the knit treatment before we. No, Christmas. Sorry, this is terrible podcasting.
No,
everything's a blur. Christmas Eve morning.
But I feel like celebrities, you know, they all have a podcast, and it's not like because they're necessarily qualified to do a podcast. It's just because they're celebrities, and so maybe you can just sort of backslide to that quality.
Yeah,
not
okay.
that we're qualified
like
either.
a terrible podcast. I'm only here because I'm a celebrity.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, knits. I can't believe we haven't had knits before. And my poor daughter she'd had this rash around her neck and ears for like some time. But she has eczema, so we're just like, that's eczema. And then she was just itching her head and was like, Mum, I think I've got knits. And I was like, don't be silly. It's just your eczema. And I was like, I'll have a look. And I was like, oh my God, what are those little dots? What are they? And then
such a chilling sight.
She's got so much hair. Like it took me an hour and a half to knit treat her.
She's got thick hair.
She's got thick hair and she doesn't sit still. She's such a little fidgeter. So it was a whole just painful experience for the pair of us. But found some live ones. Some actual, the ones who were doing the biting and laying their
Do you find like the big juicy ones with the big butts?
There was like one big one
them?
and a couple of little like recently born ones, I think. And when I first started like, vom, this is disgusting. And by the end I was like, come on, let's find another one. You know, like I just.
And were you popping them between your thumbnails?
I was popping because they're like fleas,
Yeah,
Like they just
they need a pop.
Yeah, no, I was wiping them onto like a little towel thing and then like popping them on there.
Merry Christmas.
Yeah, so it was great.
Are you now knit free?
Well, I thankfully never got them, but New Year's Eve, we found someone Jude, so then we were back at it again, like Christmas Eve, New Year's Eve.
That feels quick. Like from my memory, it's weeks to do knit.
No, I was very thorough, and then we followed up 7 days later with the treatment again, and yeah.
So you've got to sign up saying Ye household 7 days knit free.
Knit free, yeah,
kind of thing.
yeah. We're etching the days into the door.
At what point? Why? What are knits? Why do kids get knits and adults don't? Like,
okay, I've looked into this because my first thing was, can I catch knits from my kid? And you certainly can, but kids have a higher sugar content in their blood, which apparently knits are into. And also they tend to like put their heads together more.
Yeah.
So the great thing about knits is that they don't really live off the head. So you don't even really, I mean, you could if you wanted to. I didn't bother. You don't really have to like do the whole laundering, hot wash thing because the eggs can't survive off the head and the actual little mates can't survive off the head. Oh. So, you know, they're fine. It's got to be head-to-head contact. So I just avoided getting close to my children for a week. It was lovely.
Anyone else's scalp itchy? Like just
Oh
for this
yeah,
conversation?
immediately. That's happened.
This podcast
Yeah.
Why wait, Alex?
Anything else to report over the summer?
I moved flats, and that's been its whole stressful experience. I thought I found my dream flat yesterday, but then I got a call from the property manager who asked me a bunch of illegal questions.
Oh no!
Can we get a little soupçon, like a little sampling?
They asked exactly how much I earned.
Mm-hmm.
They asked to see an unredacted bank statement. They asked if I was gay.
Oh my god!
That's a story,
So like,
Samuel.
like big privacy breaches. But you know, we're moving on. The housing market in Auckland is devastating.
Yeah.
Look, Bernard Hickey's moved to Auckland, and I was
New flatmate.
Yeah, hey,
Wow.
tell you what,
Not a crazy idea.
not a crazy idea because I was chatting with him
The pods
yesterday.
you'd record.
I don't know if I should be revealing this sort of sensitive personal information, but Bernard's now an empty nester, so he's moved up to Auckland with his wife, which is lovely. It means that we can get him in the studio, which is great. And I think he's missing his daughter,
He can adopt me.
so he could adopt you. I feel like that would bridge the gap nicely. Alex has a thought.
I would like to speak about Samuel briefly because I listened to those podcasts that you recorded in our absence, and the hugest revelation was that Samuel has a bird.
Oh yeah,
Cobber.
Cobber.
Cobber. And you.
Someone didn't listen to my
No, I
mini
didn't.
episode.
I will do now.
I just want to know everything start to finish about this bird that I believe still lives with you to this very day.
Very true. He's 12 years old.
why is he not in here right now?
He could be. He would.
Is he a
would,
chatty one?
Not particularly. Like he would. Like if other people are talking, he'll talk. You know, because he's rude. But I feel like he would just like knock like the mugs off the table on purpose. Like very, very cat energy.
Cool.
Have you had him the entire 12 years?
Yep.
That's amazing. How long do these things live for, generally speaking?
In captivity, a good 25 to 30 years.
Amazing. You've got ages
This
together.
is so beautiful.
And so I think start a TikTok account because I follow
I've been following some bird TikTok accounts.
that Scottish one. Have you?
No, there's a grey
Amazing.
parrot who can differentiate what things are made out of. Like they can differentiate glass and metal, and like they're like, "What's this made out of?" And it goes, "Metal." It's very cute.
I mean, I can do that.
Okay, yeah, true.
If I did that on TikTok.
It's like that horse that could do basic math. It's like, okay, like...
Whatever, I can do that.
Can you bring it in? When I'm up in Auckland, Samuel, can you bring Cobbett in?
Yeah, I feel like he would have like a mini heart attack, but like I think new friends, new environment, always good for enrichment.
What's the pooping situation like when you travel him around places?
Only on you.
Okay.
Does he go on your shoulder?
Me specifically?
Yeah, only he's saving it.
Okay,
he's
great.
He's backed
it's going to be the
up.
mother load. You don't know this, Duncan, but I feel like I'm revealing a dirty little secret that's going to maybe upset you. But Alex and I call each other Cobber.
Do you?
It's a little thing we do.
Thing. Oh, yeah.
That's very sweet.
I don't know why you're not part of it, but
that's all right. I know that I'm the third real. If you had to jettison a limb, that's fine.
That's not true.
It's
I mean,
fine.
think of Mr. Bean. I know
I
you're
do think
closer.
of Mr. Bean a lot.
lot.
The only pub I go to is exclusively Mr. Bean as historical figures portrait.
And his he doesn't have the 3-wheeled car, does he?
He does. Yeah.
Doesn't he menace the person with the 3-wheeled
He's
car?
got a Reliant Robin.
No, I thought he had a little Mini, and he
no, you're right,
torments
you're right.
the person. But think of that 3-wheeled car. If it didn't have 3 wheels, it wouldn't go.
It'd be a motorbike.
Well,
It's more manoeuvrable.
if you took any of those wheels
Room
off,
for two.
if you took any of those wheels off, it wouldn't go. So, despite the fact that Alex and I have affectionate nickname for each other that you're not part of, we still need you to make the machine move. Okay?
The triangle is the strongest shape.
Whoa!
Wow.
I wish I'd
that
known
true?
that on Treasure Island.
Ooh.
That's all I'll
Is
say.
that a spoiler?
That's all I'll say. It's not if you don't know things, which you don't. So.
Kia ora, I'm Duncan Grieve, founder of The Spinoff. You can help us keep all of The Spinoff's award-winning journalism free for everybody by becoming a member today at thespinoff.co.nz/donate.
Kia ora, I'm Alex Casey, senior writer at The Spinoff. We wouldn't exist without the ongoing support of our generous members. If you're able to, you can make a donation at thespinoff.co.nz/donate.
Are you curious about how business can be better? I'm Simon Pound, and I host Business is Boring, a podcast where I cordial with some of the most interesting people in entrepreneurship, commerce, and making things happen. Tune in to Business is Boring every Tuesday, brought to you by the Spinoff Podcast Network in partnership with Spark Business Lab.
Let's do a reality check.
I have 4 weeks to decide I'm going to drop my entire blindfold.
I am disgusted at how much you have copied my husband.
Did you just buy?
Reality check.
Been a while since we've heard that little number, isn't it?
Still has been in a lot of ways.
Can't wait to hear it one day.
Okay, before we get into anything else, I've got a big giveaway to give away. I have 2 double passes to the Treasure Island launch party.
That's wild.
It's taking place on the date that is otherwise known as Jane's birthday eve, the 26th of January, in an undisclosed Auckland location.
Is it the same as the other one?
Nope, it's an undisclosed location. That's all I'm saying.
Can I just give an endorsement to this? That as a connoisseur of launch parties, the Celebrity Treasure Island, or Treasure Island, as this edition's known, launch parties are, I think, the best of them all. The most celebrities per square inch, the most free, in inverted commas, Tim Tams. Just a rollicking good time.
Also, last year when we went, the food was amazing. And I was
it was
there with Lucy from I was there with you guys as well, but at that moment I was with Lucy from Shit You Should Care About, and the food came out and we were like, got to get in quick. Because notoriously these things run out, right? They run out of food. So they had hors d'oeuvres going around, which we thought was it. But then they served like bao buns and we went and we grabbed like 2 bao buns and we scarfed them, and then we realised there were also like tacos. And we went and got those. Like we had that kind of like, oh God, the food's going to run out thing, but it never ran out and more came out. And then like we were finding new different types of food. Anyway, speaking of food, there's going to be food trucks at this location. It's a family-friendly event. So 2 double passes.
Family-friendly.
You are welcome to travel. If you think you can travel to Auckland, you can enter. And then we're making it real simple.
if you think.
Super simple. We're not going to make you construct anything or jump through any hoops or pretend to be an influencer to win a phone or anything like that. All you have to do is enter the drawer in the Real Pod Corner on our Facebook page. Link is in the show notes. That's it. Other things that you should know about it. Event starts at 5. You're going to get a sneak peek of the entire first episode 4 days before the rest of New Zealand. And the whole thing wraps up at a very cruisy sort of 8 p.m. So bring. You could be you and a child.
It's a really good prize.
It's a good
Will
prize.
there be a chance to tag your flatties?
What do you mean?
Tag your flatties.
Tag your
flatties.
Yes.
Jane.
Take your flatties or tag?
Tag your flatties.
Yeah, tag
In the entry, you mean?
Yeah, tag your flatties.
Oh, tag whoever the fuck you want.
Let's cut this out.
Actually cut it out.
I'm just trying to keep that joke alive. It's been
I know,
Such a good joke.
about
It will never
7
die.
years.
Yeah. We should try and find the original post. In my mind, Corey Gonzalez-McHugh had the saddest eyes.
Yeah, you're right. And I think it was for a very
I think
small
it's never
Yui
lived it
boom.
down.
Yeah.
I'll be there. I'm assuming some other peeps will be there.
I certainly will.
Susan Devoy will hopefully be there. You might be able to have a yarn with her. It's always a good time.
I'll be there in spirit, but I would like to hear the goss in the aftermath.
Okay, great. See you there. Hopefully, go enter. All right, looking ahead to Reality Tally for 2023. Whopper of a year.
I'm sorry. Before we do this.
Toilet? No, what?
Well, it did have a real...
It did sound like that, eh?
It did,
I just want to emphasise how good the movie Megan is. And that if even if you don't like scary movies, you don't like scary dollies, go and see it because in the first frame is Clinton Randall.
What?
It's a mega story.
What?
I know. Well, I mean, it's littered with cameos because they shot it in New Zealand and there's a bunch of little bit parts. But it opens with a fake ad for a fake toy, and Clinton Randall plays the sunny dad who's like, "Hey kids," with his little daughter. And
Perfect role for him.
it was just, it was amazing. It was amazing to see in the cinema. Most of the cinema didn't realise the movie had actually started because it seemed like a feasible thing that could happen.
I don't like scary movies.
You don't need?
I don't.
Don't
know.
It's honestly, it's not very scary. It's very campy. It's very funny. You'll be fine.
Okay.
You'll be fine.
Okay.
Get out there.
This film, will I be able to stay awake through it, you reckon? How long is it?
I think it's a tight. It's kind of 98. I'm pretty sure from memory. I think you'll be fine. There's a lot of action.
Follow up. Couldn't I take Vivian to see it? Too scary for a 9-year-old?
Can't believe she's an
Especially a real
audition,
mature
to
one.
be honest with you.
Yeah.
I'm worried what it would inspire in Vivian.
Okay.
Nothing she hasn't already thought of.
I'm going to do it.
Likely. Anyway, outside of that, I mean, you've just done a massive recommendation, so I'm going to do one. We'll start with those because I mainlined the Traitors UK over the holes, and my life is ruined now because nothing will ever be as good. It is amazing. And you guys have to. I know you haven't. I can tell from your faces that despite me telling you got to watch it, that you have not watched it yet.
I only watch things legally in 2023.
I flew to the UK specifically to watch this,
Kept
and
that
it was
quiet
worth
during...
I'm quite good at going away and keeping it secret now. It's my new special skill. But it is honestly perfect television. I don't know what more to say.
Can you
Just watch
explain
it.
the premise, Jane?
Basically, it's kind of like a murder mystery dinner party. You get a bunch of people together in this incredible estate, and they there are some people who are assigned to be traitors, and everyone else is a faithful. And of course, only the traitors know who the other traitors are, and they all get round a round table at the end of the day and vote for who they think the traitors are. And then whoever gets voted off has to stand up and say whether they're a traitor or a faithful. And of course, every time they vote off a faithful by accident, they're all distraught that they've voted off one of them, but also that the traitors are still in the midst. But the traitors also murder people overnight. So they secretly choose one of the faithfuls to murder. It's
Not for
honestly
real, though,
incredible.
Right?
Yeah, no, they're no.
It sounds like F-Boy Island. It's like, I'm an F-Boy.
It actually kind of is, but but good.
I'm loving this new genre of like deceit reality,
This is like, honestly, if you think that Treasure Island is full of lies, this is just next level. It is so incredible. Anyway, watch it. That's all I'll say.
A strong recommendation.
Very strong. The strongest. Probably the best show I've ever seen.
Best show you've... Wow.
Well, I say that because it's, I've got recency bias, but yeah.
The most recent
But
show.
like, my life feels empty. I definitely had a grieving period after that last
How many hours? Because my big concern about this year is, like, we're about to, within 3 weeks, we will have Love Island, Maths, and CTI. All,
Love Island as well.
Love Island
all
is
playing
starting
at the same time.
today in the UK, yeah.
Today in
Oh
the
my
UK.
gosh.
So, like that, what is that, 15 hours a week?
It's basically a full-time job.
Yeah, well, I mean, 15 hours a week. But it's a lot.
Is that not full-time?
We need to talk. No, but it's a phenomenal vol, and then the whole year just doesn't let up. So how many hours do I need for Traders UK? Because you really did tell me on it then.
I think it's like 10.
It's only 10 episodes?
Yeah, you can do it in a weekend, easy. You'll want to do it. You won't want to
So
stop.
could I do it tonight?
I don't know what your viewing situation is like tonight, but if you really commit,
Well, I can sometimes stay up as late as 9:30.
you need to start now. He's gone.
And there is a local version coming later this year. Of
That's
Traders,
the wildest
which is
thing.
very
I just
exciting.
don't know.
Are you a trader, or would you not tell us? Because, like, you know how they put people on different shows, like Alex Vaz, for example.
I'm not on the Traitors.
How do you know?
How do you know?
How do I know?
You don't know.
I'm just saying.
I guess we'll find out. Obviously, we've got Treasure Island coming out. That's exciting. Fans with your face.
Sorry.
Oh, okay. No, it's
But,
fine.
like,
None taken.
is it Treasure Island or Celebrity Treasure Island?
It's Treasure Island.
Right, so it's just not... But there's some celebrities on it.
Yeah, I know, but they can't call it Celebrity Treasure Island because there's
Some
like
normies.
proper celebrities, and then there's normies, and then there's me.
Yeah, in the hinterland.
Purgatory.
It is funny. Like, it's like, just call it Celebrity Treasure Island Fan
Yeah,
Fest Face. They're
that's
like,
fine.
no, we can't. We've got these
can't.
people muddying the waters.
Well,
That's the
yeah.
thing. Do you think that, like, a big artist rep was like, if you call that Celebrity Treasure Island when there's not real celebrities on it, we'll sue you or
Yeah,
something?
they're like,
You know,
Joe Cotton will walk.
There is a proper version of the show coming out later this year, so we are absolutely spoiled in terms of Treasure Island content. But look, I mean, we'll all be celebrities out the back of it, right? Right.
True.
So may as well call it celebrity. I mean, they can't change the Instagram handle. That's still Celebrity
True.
Treasure Island.
Can't take
So
that
I'm
away.
Can't take that away from me.
Have you changed your Instagram handle to, like, Jane Yee _CTI or anything?
No,
Or
but
TI?
I've put
the
it.
real Jane Yee.
I've put it. Jane Yee official.
Are you
I've put
verified?
it in my I've put it in my bio, and I've changed my profile photo to my promo photo. So. Yeah, like I said, 104 new followers or something. So, whew.
Well, I wonder when it'll really ramp, because it's one thing to see the billboards, it's and it's kind of distressed space at this time of year. But when the show
Okay,
actually
none
starts,
taken again. It's fine.
I was actually intended. But when the thing starts airing, that's when it's going to get really, really real.
Yeah, I think that's when people are going to start being mean. So I'm bracing myself for that.
Who
They're going
would?
to be mean to you. No.
People
Oh,
find reasons to be mean all the time.
Samuel's
Samuel will be
gonna be mean,
mean.
Yeah, I've already created my troll Twitter accounts.
What's it called? Just so I can keep an eye out.
Jane Yee Hater 01, just to remind you how young and youthful I am.
I hate it.
I thought you meant you were the first, and obviously people will stack up the numbers.
Oh, true.
Into the hundreds. Or
Yeah,
the thousands.
I've already registered 01 to 99. So.
My
Take
friend,
your numbers now, guys.
This reminds me of my friend had his email address. Like, this was his email address they applied for jobs with. His operating
no.
email address many years was duncansucks@hotmail.com. Got it, mate. Strong email address.
Good bit.
Oh, God. Okay, anyway, so yes, that's fun. That's coming up. We've got MKR, My Kitchen Rules, with Colin and Manu. I mean, honestly, can't wait. Can't wait for just someone to serve up a floppy pav to those guys and for them to have to pretend to like it. Bake Off's returning. They're doing the call out for bakers at the moment.
That's great. Do you think we'll get the caker back? I hope so.
I don't know. I'd just like to drop in here that if there is a celebrity Bake Off at the end of the year, and there will be, and they want someone who's not quite a celebrity but not quite not
Celebrity adjacent.
a celebrity adjacent, give me a call. My inbox is wide open.
You can make bread rolls three
and
ways.
got heaps of capacity in that inbox, as I understand.
There's lots of room in there. 0 unreads, just go nuts. House rules. So, interesting thing I noticed when I was researching for this podcast, as I do, lots of research. The block was announced. We know it was announced at the end of the cursed recent season.
And we also said that it wouldn't happen on the podcast.
But it was announced on the 3rd of November. And then there was a quick backtrack and it was unannounced. It was taken off the table for this year. Instead, we're having House Rules, which is a great telly show, so I'm looking forward to seeing that. But bizarre, don't you think? Have we dived into the fact that they announced and then unannounced? They didn't just kind of do a call out at the end of the show. They actually kind of, it was in their listings for this year of what's going to be made, like Warner's listings of what's going to be made this year.
Yeah, I've actually got plug Glenn Kind, the head of Warner Brothers Discovery, on the Folds recording next week, so that'll be Monday week that it's out.
Will you be asking him the hard questions?
That's the only question I've got. It's going to be a very short podcast, or long with me asking variations on that question for half an hour. But I mean, I think it's one of those things where is it Occam's razor is where the obvious answer is. It's just the thing tanked really badly, and the property market's going backwards. So there's almost no chance that they don't lose money on a property development in 2023.
Totally, but I feel like you could see that was coming well before, you'd think those discussions would be taking place before the announcement.
I think you're just giving altogether too much credit to the, hapless and harried New Zealand reality television industry, which is just having to do altogether too much. Can't possibly be thinking about whether something is even plausible.
Until there's a massive social media backlash, which came almost immediately after that finale.
It's true. That's true. Okay. The Doghouse is coming.
My
just pure
favourite
wholesome
show.
Can we? Treasure Island your favourite show? That's all. I'm just wondering.
We can't talk about. There might be someone. No.
No.
Wow, this is really, really good.
We know someone who's got a doggy from the show.
Yes.
We can say that, surely.
Let's just say we have met a dog from the show.
And what
have
a dog.
Have they come to our office?
And what
now
a
we're getting quite
little
specific.
Dog.
What a lovely little dog.
Have they come to the Spin-off offices?
Yes.
How many times?
Heaps. You're in meetings.
I'd say over
all the
5
time.
times. I have many gorgeous pictures of them on my telephone.
In fact, if you want
to be clear.
if you want a double whammy for Celebrity Bake Off, me and the dog,
Yeah, Toofa. Yeah. And maybe even Cobber as well.
Yeah.
Just throw in Cobber.
Just flying around shitting all through that tent.
I actually thought you were referring to Alex when you said that, of course, because of that little nickname thing. And
She doesn't fly around and shit anywhere. She's down in Christchurch.
The restaurant that makes mistakes NZ is coming this year, so it's an iteration of a popular UK show in which you have they're not contestants, they're stars. The talent have dementia. They navigate working through a restaurant environment, and I'm sure that it's going to be a beautiful, heartwarming watch.
Yeah.
I haven't seen the UK one, have you?
No, I haven't, but I think it's big. People love it.
It's big.
It's going to be very wholesome, I believe.
Duncan, you're not familiar?
No, I'm only as familiar as you are, but I feel like that show will be massive.
There's also 4 Go Flatting, in which 4 Kiwis with intellectual disabilities have their experience in flatting documented, which I think, again, sounds like it's going to be just something that's really going to be a real eye-opener for everyone to see the challenges that people have, and it's going to be a nice opportunity to, hopefully, for all of us to, open our minds and hearts to, you do, sorry to get sentimental, but you do get bloody used to your own first world problems, don't you?
You do, Jane.
And, yeah. God, don't laugh at me. I'm sorry. I have to say, Treasure Island changed my life.
Did it?
I just am, I challenge you to spend X many days without a telephone, no contact with the outside world, and
Is it good?
It's amazing. It's amazing for your perspective. And I'm all fucked up and back to normal now, but every now and again I get a little flashback to those kind of epiphanies that I had.
I want to know about those epiphanies. Is it too early to talk about this?
It's too early to talk about
But can you give us real-time piffs as you go?
I don't I'll give you real-time piffs as I go. There'll be emotional dumps. There'll be all sorts. But I think what I'm getting at is like, I don't know, you get out of your world a bit and you kind of think about like the broader picture, and you think about other people and that you wouldn't ordinarily have contact with, because even being on the show with these other fans are like people I'd never come into contact with probably in my day-to-day life. A personal trainer? Are you kidding me? And you realise that they've got so much value and so everyone has something to offer, and then I see this show here, Full Go Flatting, and I think the value, it's lovely.
I love this, Jane. I love this for you in 2023.
Yeah, new year, new Jane.
Except for, again, like I say, it's mostly all gone.
It's worn off.
All
now you just don't
moments.
give a shit about anyone.
Yeah. Well, she's a celebrity now, or celebrity adjacent.
Speaking of, Jackie Brown hosting Blow Up, which is a balloon art show.
I can't wait. We're getting into 30 Rock territory here. Like balloon artists competing to make the best balloon poodle or whatever. But I love it. It's going to be high stakes. You know those balloons are going to pop, you know?
Is it an international format?
No, I think
what
it is.
This?
I think it's
wow.
It's got international acclaim.
Like, what is the balloon art community like in this country? Like, is it that we're all a bit shit and so the show won't fly because we're nowhere near as good as international competitors? Or can we stack up with the best of them?
Surely there's what's
blow
the
up.
ceiling, on balloon art? Surely there's only so much that you can do.
Because remember we had a story.
Poodle.
We had a story.
That's it.
We had a story in the Real
week.
News 410 ago about the paper plane competition and how New Zealanders did really, really well in that. Or maybe even took it out,
But is that like us? Is that like us, how we win the men's softball?
Because no one else plays it.
Yeah, it's just people don't know that it's a thing. We're probably really good at frisbee golf or something,
I don't know how I missed this one, but couples therapy.
Yeah. I'm worried about this.
Yeah, that's definitely going to be a guilty watch, isn't it? Because it's going to be. Oh,
I just don't know how are you going to find the talent. How are you going to find people that are willing to sit there and air out all their dirty laundry?
Like legitimately too, though, right?
Yeah.
Like not just kind of playing the part.
Yeah.
Because it's a problem we had with Maths NZ is we didn't quite have. We had some amazing characters, but we didn't have quite the level of tension or commitment to the marriage. I mean, aside from Brett and Angel, of course. There was just kind of like it was just a watered down version of. And is that what this is going to be? Or is it going to be just incredible by the very nature of its premise?
I feel like if you were... therapy is notoriously... even if you can afford it, it's very hard to access. There's far too much demand and not enough supply. So maybe if you're desperate enough, you just roll the dice. You're like, what have we got to lose?
I know, but I don't know if I want to see people.
Your job.
I don't know if I want to see people in that desperate of a,
Really?
a bit on telly. Like if they're like, we have no other options but to go on this TV show. I don't know.
But it might make you feel great about your own silly relationship.
Here's what I think is going to happen. I think you're going to get people to apply who are like, we just want to be on the telly. But speaking from experience, as someone who's been on a reality television show, you forget the cameras are there. We're not... This is going to be fixed cameras in the room, like Big Brother style, right? Like for this particular show.
Yeah.
So it's going to be even less invasive than on the island we had actual human people with big old cameras on their shoulders.
You forgot.
It's hard to explain. It's not like you forget that they're there, but they become just part of the environment. And you stop kind of paying them mind. Do you know what I mean? You do just... Like when I think about all my conversations with people that I had, I don't visualize cameras in those conversations. Like I don't kind of remember them being there. It's like you're just focused on talking to who you're talking to. So I can imagine that people might go on this show thinking we're going to go on a TV show, but then they kind of get stuck into the,
Yeah. Also, I feel like if your partner is misframing a thing that to be happen differently. Very hard to sit on your keep the trap shut.
Yeah. Yeah, it's true. Tracked is coming, of course. This is...
Wasn't this coming last year?
This is
yeah,
Vinnie
it's still
Jones.
coming apparently.
You can't just keep it. You can't just announce something and just say one day.
Feel like we're still
Racing
trying
across
to
the
find
South
it.
Island. Alex, they're racing across the South Island. You could be part of this somehow.
I can
You be in the
race.
background.
I'll get out
offer
there.
offer someone a night in the tenting in the garden. 8 teams of 2 will find their physical capabilities and mental skills stretched as they race to avoid being caught by a terrifying elite tracker force on their tails. So this is similar kind of vibe to Hunted.
Yeah.
Really similar vibe to
and
into
also
it.
like finding Jay Smith from back in the day.
Yes. Wasn't that just like people flipping through a phone book and
I
ringing every
can't
number?
remember. But it also reminds me of like those radio competitions where they're like travel the length of the country starting with $1. I don't know why it reminds me of that, but we do love to get on the road.
Wasn't there one that was called Going Straight and you just had to like walk in a straight line?
Go in a straight line.
As long as
Wasn't that the
possible.
one? Wasn't that the one where someone walked through? It was the bad
Someone
one.
caught
Someone caught on fire.
Yeah.
Worth it.
Yeah.
And I think that's it. Well, that's it that I've got on the list. I'm sure there's some other things.
Snack
Anyone else
Masters?
got anything
Snack
to add?
Masters is coming back.
Are these just New Zealand domiciled shows? Obviously, I haven't mentioned Mass AU and Love Island.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Times 2.
Yeah, but we've mentioned them. We know they're coming. We don't know what's happening
But
on them.
it's really exciting.
I did tease the fact I was going to talk about my skin peeling fingers.
Oh,
So-
yeah. I've also got that. I've had that for a long time.
I don't know what happened. Just looked at my hands this morning and like this is quite serious. Look at that, Duncan. I don't know if you can see that from Christchurch, Alex.
Yeah,
Can't quite
that's
see.
quite extreme. And mine are actually fine right now, but they're always appealing.
No, I've never had this. This is like, it looks like PVA glue is stuck to my
Yeah.
finger, but it looks like baby foot for the finger.
Oh.
But that's not, I don't have
Could
any
this
glue
be to
on
do
me.
with the heavy quantity of knit chemicals?
Could be knit chemicals.
That have
Just
been all about?
weirdly on one finger though. What I've been doing with that. That's what I want to know.
Don't hold your
My-
finger up like
my
that
ring,
to me.
My ring finger on the right hand.
Have
by
your
the
say
way.
in the Discord. What's
Speaking of
Jane
which-
been doing?
On the Discord, you'll find the link to our Discord in the show notes. You'll find the link to the Real Pod Corner in the show notes also. I think it's going to be popping off with all this Treasure Island activity coming up. So get in now while it's still cool.
Are you going to be like dishing secrets live?
I'm not dishing any secrets.
Are you
I'll
going to
give
be
you
doing
behind the scenes.
AMAs? Like what have we got planned?
Surely you're going to go live, Jane.
I've got
You're going to go live.
You gotta go
I've got
live.
I've got restrictions. I signed things, you know?
Don't say do not go live.
I'm not saying what I signed. I'm not saying the details that are
Jane.
contained therein.
Jane.
What?
Did you have to sign an NDA about the NDA?
Oops, I accidentally leaned on my go live button and accidentally answered a
What if
whole
I
other
went live and just turned the camera on you, unbeknownst to you?
Great. Don't preface that on the podcast though, because then that
I can
ruins
only go
the-
live on my burner LinkedIn. Is that all right?
Oh my god, you are the person who would have a burner LinkedIn too. Amazing. Duncan Deeve.
Oh, there's actually a real embarrassing story there, which I will not tell.
Oh, I do think you should consider this couples therapy. Come on.
No, it's fine.
Tell the
It's fine.
don't. Tell the
Tell the don't.
No. But it's because it's like it's too small for the podcast. Even.
Nothing is too small for this podcast.
Too small. No, okay.
Right next week.
Okay, great tease. Oh my god, what a cliffhanger!
Wow.
The smallest, most insignificant story ever, and you have to wait a whole week to hear it. Run, don't walk. Hey, this is the end of Pod Call Out. Please to subscribe, to follow, to
Give
rate,
some star
to review.
rating.
Star rate. It's new year, new you. Get in
Also,
there
the
and
fold
support.
you can support. So
Why
give
do
a
we-
star rating to
do
the fold.
you get on the fold and promote the Real Pod? That's what I want to know. Do you get on there and say, "Oh, please,
How would
please
you
rate and
know?
review my media podcast"? And by the way, while you're there, go and support the Real Pod. How would I know? Because I listen to your podcast, Duncan. Because I have to.
Because I pay you.
You literally pay me to listen to your podcast. It's true.
A full-time job of 15 hours.
Every listen counts, no matter how it was gained.
Can I?
Thank you, everybody. Oh no! It was going so well.
I don't know
My new
if
way.
that's
Okay,
true.
this is how I try to get attention. First, I put one finger up. If no one notices, I'm just going to go, I just want to say, if you've made it this far and you live in Christchurch and you've got any interesting yarns, please email me. I am new to this place. I want good stories. alex@thespinoff.co.nz. I'm interested also to know if your clothes are crispy too when they come out of the washing machine.
Oh, you think it's a water thing?
I think something's going on in the water.
Something in the water.
Brooke Fraser.
I was going to say the same thing. Thank you, everyone, for listening. We'll be back next week. It's so lovely to be here. New year, same old us. Thank you. Thanks, Samuel. Thanks, Alex. Thanks, Duncan.
Thanks, Cobber.
Hooroo.
Kia ora, this is Toby Manhire, here to urge you to tune in to Gone by Lunchtime, a podcast with me, Annabelle Lee Mather and Ben Thomas, tackling the world of New Zealand politics, from policy to polling, from scandal to psychodrama. Listen to Gone by Lunchtime, brought to you by the Spin-Off Podcast Network, wherever good pods are sold.
Kia ora e te iwi, Te Aihe Butler here, podcast manager at The Spin-Off. If you enjoy listening to our podcasts, consider supporting our mahi by signing up to become a Spin-Off member at thespinoff.co.nz/donate.
The Spin-Off Podcast Network.